Desiree with theastrologyaddiction.com, and thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be on explosive romantic relationship aspects in the composite chart. The composite chart is a new chart that you make from two people's birth charts. So it creates a completely new chart, and it can show you more of the purpose of the relationship, long-term compatibility and relating, and the potential meaning of the relationship. So unlike synastry shows you more of your day-to-day first impression type of interactions with one another. So this is a chart that you want to look at for relationships that are usually already established or starting to become more serious, or that have been going on for a longer period of time. Now, the first aspect that I would say is Venus opposite to Pluto. Now, this aspect shows that there is a strong need to be with each other. There is a high level of passion and attraction to each other. It's hard to say no to one another. It's hard to not give in to what the other person wants and respond in the way that they want you to respond in. Pluto has such a controlling effect over Venus that in this relationship, it's definitely going to make it more of an obsession and something that you guys can't really let go. It's definitely harder to break it off in this type of partnership, or harder to make this more casual, because both people see kind of their ideal passion and their ideal lover in the other person usually. Now, another aspect is Mercury opposite to Pluto. This also shows that there is more of a mental rapport and even mental obsession or connection there. So there's a lot of knowing, what the other person wants without saying it, knowing maybe when the other person's lying, or knowing their passions and like their deepest needs on an unconscious mental level in some way, because Mercury just picks up on that intensity that Pluto is creating with this opposition. So there's a lot of really just wanting to get into the other person's mind and wanting to explore kind of all of their deepest, darkest thoughts and secrets, and being able to kind of have that laser vision to get under the surface and to kind of see the truth between what's actually going on. Now, we also have the moon square to Venus in the composite chart. This draws a really intense emotional pull and attraction. It can be where one partner, usually the man, is seeing sort of like his mother in the woman possibly, and maybe being attracted to it for some of the, the strengths that she has that is like his mother. It can also be a little more toxic if it's something that is, he's attracted to the maybe abusive mother that he had, or he's getting this sort of mothering from the woman in this relationship where it's not a union, like a marriage union. It's more of a caregiver type of partnership. But there's also this really strong kind of frustrating sexual tension there as well between the two people. And it's definitely something where, they know that all of their needs aren't being met. Maybe all of their passions and their emotional needs are not being met because maybe they are just so different. They might not be fully fulfilled, but there's still this really intense draw to the other person that is really hard to let go, and this can be something that is more a long-term like friends with benefits thing, where you kind of keep going back to each other because there's just something about the tension there that kind of keeps attracting you to one another. But this can be something in long-term partnerships as well, where the two people might be very nurturing to one another. Again, somewhat similar to like a mother-child relationship. And it can go either way. The man can be mothering the woman and helping her heal from things from her childhood, or giving her that caregiver role. It can go either way. So it might sound a little strange, but if you're experiencing this, you can probably pull out some of these themes. Now, Jupiter conjunct the midheaven. This is also something that is really a kind of positive, explosive, and exciting aspect that can be in a composite chart, especially if it's a day chart and Jupiter would be the most benefic planet for them. Having Jupiter on the midheaven shows it's like champagne kind of overflowing in this relationship. People see them as constantly getting really good, good luck, good benefits, the union just bringing a lot of optimism and hope to the partnership. And, people just really see that over the top, bigger than life energy, which sometimes is not always the case in the real partnership, but there is that level of like fun and excitement to the union. And this is a really good thing for those long-term relationships and marriage partnerships. because usually it will show that there's an abundance in some way because of this union. Now we also have Mars square to Venus in the composite chart. This can show kind of a cat and mouse attraction. You know, it's a very like male female energy in a tense aspect. You know, the Mars and the Venus, they kind of always want to interact, they always want to play and kind of have fun. It's very flirtatious, but it's sometimes an aspect that, you know, the partnerships, maybe each person is not getting fully satisfied. They can look at the other person and have this vision that, oh, he's exactly what I wanted. He's this godlike man, or she's this beautiful Venusian, gorgeous, perfect woman. But still in the union, you know, especially sexually, there's something missing that doesn't allow them to be fully satisfied. So again, this is great for those for friends with benefits, long-term types of things, because there's just this like kind of fighting, need for more, need to try it again, need to do it again to try and get it right. But sometimes in long-term marriage partnerships, it is more tense because, you know, at the end of the day, you just want to be satisfied. You want to, you know, roll over at night and get your needs met without a disagreement or without it being uncomfortable or awkward, or, you know, without whatever might be going on that's causing the tension there. You want it to maybe flow a little easier. Now you can also have a Sun and Jupiter aspect, usually Sun conjunct to Jupiter in the composite chart. This usually shows that one person or both people are really getting their egos met through this union, and it doesn't show much towards that long-term compatibility, but there's something about getting with one another that really like takes the person up a level. You know, for the woman, it elevates her status, or for the man, it elevates his status. It's a notch like on his belt, you know what I mean? And it's something that they can grow and learn from each other a lot if they open their hearts to one another and become more emotional. They can be very, you know, synced up in that way. And when they're together, they can have a lot of great fun and excitement and, you know, optimism, laughter, but it doesn't really speak to that emotional connection. So sometimes that can be lacking. It can be a fun, you know, exciting thing for a period of time, and you do kind of want more because there's that optimism there, that excitement, that feeling like, you know, you're kind of leveling up by being around this person in some way. And that can be very good for, you know, your ego, for both people's ego sometimes, but doesn't always speak to any other type of long-term compatibility. Now the Venus trine to Pluto, this is similar to the opposition, but it's much more easier flowing and less controlling. You know, there's an easy lusting after one another. There's an easy flow of energy and flow of attraction. You know, the other person, you know, gets ready to go out with their girlfriends or something, like the girl's getting ready and the man is just like, oh, you're so gorgeous, you look so beautiful, I love what you're doing. But they're not trying to, you know, keep her with them and control where she goes. They're not calling her 100 times at night saying, you know, get home. They're just appreciating her, and there's more of a trust there with that trine because it's an easy flowing aspect. So there's still that obsessive kind of passion there and romance and, you know, plutonic energy going on, but it's a lot less obsessive and kind of disruptive to the to day-to-day life. But it's definitely an easy flowing energy for physical connection and physical relating, you know, very satisfying and kind of a sweetness to it. Now, the last aspect that I will say for the composite chart is a 12th house moon in the composite chart. I think that this can be something where, you know, you both don't know really why you are so connected to one another. There's an unconscious kind of knowing what the other person wants or what their needs are or what the purpose of the relationship is without really having to go too deep into it. There can be a lot of healing from this and a lot of, you know, learning to love and accept each other, you know, flaws and all. You know, at first that can be uncomfortable. There's a lot of uncomfortable things here that you guys have to work through and fight through. But once you do get past that and over that stage, if you can make it that far in this union, there is a lot of just natural forgiveness and peace and you know, healing of maybe unconscious wounds that you guys both have. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just went over some of my composite chart explosive aspects that I could think of off the top of my head. Let me know if you guys have any requests or if you're interested in booking a reading. My link is in the description box. Have a good day. Bye.